Hi guys! Today we are diving into a perfect fall treat. Pumpkin cinnamon rolls. Fluffy, warm and filled with cozy spices, these rolls are the ultimate comfort food for chilly days. We are making them extra special with roasted pecans and a rich cream cheese frosting that melts over the warm cinnamon rolls. Whether you're a big fan of pumpkin, like I am, or you're just here for the gooey cinnamon goodness, this recipe will have your kitchen smelling like fall heaven. Let's get started with the recipe.
First, we prepare the pumpkin puree. Cut the pumpkin in half and remove the seeds. Then dice the pumpkin. I used a small whole Hokkaido pumpkin, but half of it would be enough for the recipe. Place the pumpkin cubes in a pot, add about 200 milliliters of water and cook the pumpkin until soft. Afterward, drain the water and puree it with an immersion blender. If you'd like, you can press the puree through a sieve to make it finer. Then I spread the puree on a plate to cool it down faster. Meanwhile, we can toast the pecans. Place the pecans in a dry pan and toast them over medium heat for about 5 minutes. After toasting, let them cool and chop them finely. Now we can prepare the dough. Add some flour to a large bowl to cover the bottom. Then add the sugar and crumble the yeast over the sugar. Now pour the warm milk on top, cover it with a cloth and let it sit for 15 minutes. After 15 minutes, the mixture should look like this. The yeast has become nicely active. Now I add the pumpkin puree and mix it briefly. Add a pinch of salt and some flour. I add the flour gradually and mix it with a wooden spoon as much as I can. When it becomes difficult to mix with the spoon, add the remaining flour and knead the dough by hand or with a mixer. You should knead the dough for at least 5 minutes until it becomes smooth. Now we start adding the softened butter bit by bit while kneading the dough for another 5 minutes. After all the butter is incorporated, knead the dough for another 5 minutes. In the end, the dough should be smooth and soft, not sticking to your hands or the bowl. Shape the dough into a ball, place it in the bowl, lightly dust it with flour, cover it with a cloth and let it rise in a warm place for about 40 to 60 minutes until it doubles in size. In the meantime, we'll prepare the filling. Place the softened butter in a bowl and mix it with sugar and spices. I add the sugar gradually and at the end the spices. This way it mixes more easily. I used a mix of pumpkin pie spice and cinnamon, but you can also use just cinnamon. Meanwhile, the dough has risen beautifully. First, punch down the dough to release the air, then generously flour your work surface and knead the dough for a few minutes. I had cleaned my work surface just before and it was still a bit damp, so the dough stuck slightly. To avoid this, make sure your surface is dry. Then generously flour the surface again and roll out the dough. When rolling, make sure the dough is about 30 centimeters wide and 60 centimeters long. For the best results, I recommend using a measuring tape. Now spread the cinnamon sugar butter mixture evenly over the dough. I first place small dollops of it all over the dough and then smooth it out with a spatula. It's important to spread the filling almost to the edges. Then roll the dough into a log. My dough stuck slightly again because the wooden surface was a bit damp, but Using a dough scraper worked great. Seal the seam well. Before cutting the cinnamon rolls, check if the log is evenly thick so the rolls will be uniform. If the log has become too long while rolling, you can gently press it back to 60 centimeters in length. Then measure the middle and divide it in half again. Each of these 4 pieces will be divided into 3 equal pieces, so you'll end up with 12 cinnamon rolls. Use a sharp knife to cut the cinnamon rolls. Now prepare the baking dish. Lightly sprinkle the bottom with sugar and evenly distribute the pecans. Place the cinnamon rolls slightly spaced out on top of the pecans, allowing room for them to rise. Look how beautiful they turned out. Such a nice color and plenty of spiced filling. Now cover them again and let them rise in a warm place for another 20 to 30 minutes. The cinnamon rolls have risen beautifully. Before baking, brush the cinnamon rolls with egg wash. I whisked 1 egg with about a tablespoon of milk. Bake the cinnamon rolls at 175 Celsius degrees for 35 to 40 minutes until they turn a nice golden color. Let the cinnamon rolls cool slightly while we prepare the cream cheese frosting. For the frosting, I use cream cheese and powdered sugar along with about a teaspoon of vanilla and mix everything until it's smooth and creamy. Spread the frosting on the warm cinnamon rolls and enjoy right away.
And there you have it, pumpkin cinnamon rolls with roasted pecans and a rich, creamy frosting. They are fluffy, sweet, and absolutely irresistible. Whether it's a cozy weekend breakfast or a special fall treat, these cinnamon rolls are sure to become a favorite. Who would you share them with? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed my recipe, don't forget that thumbs up for support. And also, if you're new to my channel, then you can subscribe right now. And don't forget to tap the bell so you won't miss any of my new recipes. Thank you for watching my video. Bye bye until next time.